Gossip Talk Shows, the Find Your Own Voice, the Lead from Within. With me today, Caroline Cooper. Uh, Today, you chose the topic how to change from dependence to self-determination. Could you please explain to our audience what made you change this? You picked this topic. Was there any motivation behind it, or please explain to our audience story behind it?
Story behind it. Again, it's something I saw and I just went, oh yes. I recognized where I've been being dependent recently on expecting others to to show up or to do something, and I'd lost that self-determination. I'd lost that I can do this, or asking myself, how can I do it, or what needs to be done. That motivation had gone, and I was sinking into that sort of poor me, nobody wants to help me, and I realized that I'm being dependent on others. So it's how can we change it? How can you shift that? Maybe people might not recognize it's happening because it's such a way of being. So I just thought it'd be something that'd be great to discuss and open up into, and see what you think of it. So what did you think when you saw the topic?
I think when I saw it was similar to what we were going through when we were preparing the summit. Things were not working the way we wanted, and hiring people, and we had a session yesterday where the ledge couldn't work, and I asked the designer, and he actually said, I don't know, you might have to buy a new domain, so I can put a new domain. I already have a website. Try to ring Des to connect the landing page to my website. I've been trying to ring Matt and not had any reply, but just before I went live, I don't know what's been going on with my email, but I tried to call him as well and tried to send him a message, and I didn't get any reply. But then I realized actually sometimes we get these times where our lives are being tested, how much we want to do things that we are doing. So, and then now the landing page, we are stuck, we can't connect it. So the designer disappeared online for a few hours, sitting and got a video on YouTube. And then I kept playing it around. I think it took me 1.5. Then I got it in the end, got it right, connected it. So then it worked, and then it should come back. And she had found a solution as well. So I was like, it's fine. I've already is connected now. It's live. It's working. The domain is working. So it was fine. And it just showed me, like you're saying, that sometimes just because you're paying something that you don't have to get in and change your life, because if you have attitude of I'm paying you sometimes stuck. Our lives gets tested. So 2 minds together, you come up with a solution. That determination. So that's what I realized yesterday, because I was like, this is what we've been through, me and Rachel.
So, yeah.
Okay.
That sounds like you moved from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset. And
yeah. And you got
the test.
Okay,
whichever way you turn, it's like you feel blocked, and it's like that blaming someone else. Well, they're not doing what they said they would, or they're not showing up, and I can't get hold of them. And it is about just stopping and going, okay, so what is it I'm meant to be doing? Because just recently I've had a similar thing with my retreat. Actually funding it, and at one point I thought I was able to fund it, and that way got blocked, and I'm going, okay. And then I thought there was another way, and I said, no, that got blocked. And I really felt this funneling me towards something that I've been putting off for so long, you know, and facing up to doing those actions, taking those actions. And now I've started taking those actions, things have started shifting and opening up. It's amazing, absolutely amazing, you know. But it is about taking that decision, making that decision about stop blaming others or stop making them wrong. They're wherever they're at, and whatever's happening is happening for you, not against you or not to you. And I think that's a subtle shift in thinking. And again, it's down to your mindset, isn't it? So I love what Maya Angelou says. You may not control all of the events that happen to you, but you can decide not to be reduced by them. And yesterday morning, I almost got stopped. My laptop, bless it, the battery is just dwindling. The amount of power in it is really low, and it sort of dropped yesterday. And I started to let it freak me out, going, I can't deal with this right now. I can't do it. And I need someone else to sort it out for me. And I just turned it off, put it down. And I was just shaking inside. I was really worried, but it was stopping me from doing the things that I was meant to do yesterday. So once I stopped and I thought, look, I can't do anything about that right now. I just looked up online what it said about if your battery is low. And actually, my laptop's plugged in all the time. So it doesn't actually need the battery. The battery is only there if it's not plugged in. So it should be okay. And obviously, it is an old laptop, I'm told. 8.5 years is all I'm going really. But once I just let go of that and put it to one side and go, okay, what is it I'm meant to be doing today? What can I do without my laptop on at the moment? Because I just shut it down, switched it off completely. And there were things that I was able to do, and I started doing. And I felt all of a sudden as if I was getting back control. And then when I opened up my laptop, it worked okay. The battery still hadn't increased in the percentage power that it's got, but it was working all right. It wasn't slowing up on me like it was before I shut it down. So I just I had a focused action time with an accountability buddy yesterday, and we were able to just work on what was there to be worked with. So actually sharing that with someone, having that focused work time, focused on what I needed to take. And by the end of the day, it was like, okay, the laptop's worked. And a lot of things towards my marketing, my retreat, but also getting in touch with people that I haven't been in touch with for a long time. And having just that connection. It was lovely because it's just that, oh, getting on and what's happening in your business, and and they're interested in what I'm doing. It's not for them now, they might, but there's that dialogue going on which wasn't there before. So I feel like things are moving. So taking control of what's happening is a step towards that. It's finding that self-determination within you, because what I also did I did something else which actually succeeded in me being able to fund what I need to right now for the retreat. So it's going ahead and it's happening. I have 2 people. I just need 3 more people on there, and I've got 3 people. Sorry, and I need 3 more. Absolutely brilliant. So But what helped me was actually I watched, on Sunday, I sat and watched the 3rd episode of The Matrix. And it was something in there where towards the end, one of the pilots of the ships that they have was driving her ship, and she was like determined to get where she was going, and she had to maneuver it through this small narrow confines. But her determination to get there and do whatever it took, I could feel it. And you can feel it in the energy with the music that they use, and it's so clever. And what happened was, even though she didn't know whether the gate for them to get through was going to be opened or whether she'd just crash into it, she kept going. And on the other side of the gate, they were all in turmoil and there was war going on. But they actually fought to manage to get that gate open. There was a couple of people, it was like, no, we're getting that gate open. That gate needs to be open. So they did what it took to open that gate. And literally at the last second, that gate opened and she was able to get through. So it was that energy that kept me going. It's like, you've got to keep going. You've got to keep going. You've got to do whatever it takes and not expect others to be, you to be dependent on them. And I also realized in that there are people the other side of where I think I'm attempting to get through that portal. There are people the other side who are fighting for that portal to open so I can get through to them. So again, I just love playing with the metaphors, but that actually is what helped me. It's like, oh my goodness, yeah. But that's what I could feel yesterday, and it brought me back to when I used to be that determined, and it felt so good. It was like, yes, Caroline, you got it. Yes, there's that you who is determined. This is happening, and nothing is going to stop it this time, because this pandemic has literally washed it. This is the 5th date I've had of it being booked because of pandemic, because of lockdown, because I haven't been able to. I've just been completely not well enough to do it. And then because the venue I booked, they cancelled because they had to close. It was as if I was ready, but all of a sudden the universe is going, here you go, it's another challenge. Are you serious about actually putting this on? Well, yes, I am. I am. And that's what I'm hearing with your summit. It's that I'm serious about this. And that's what I've got all along, NOMSA, whichever way you turn is, getting people to take action is the hardest thing. That it's being able to motivate them, being able to inspire them to take action and be a part of your dream. Because being a part of your dream is also a part of their dream. And they can get the same thing out of it. So that self-determination, we keep finding it together, eh, Nomsa?
I know, Karen is so, yesterday was like, I was like, oh my God, I would have given up. There were so many things I would have done. But you know what? In life, you just have to keep going. And I'm glad that, like you, that I follow on here, that I'm learning from. And when I was, whenever I go to Shanda's event and the other people's event, she always say, if she finds a tissue on the floor, she picks it up. She doesn't want somebody to do it just because there's somebody who is doing some work. There is a job that needs done. She will get on with it and do it. So I'm learning from people like that when thinking there is a way to change life, the mindset that I need to have is have the mindset of working as a team, not having this mindset where somebody will say, I have paid you and you've not been able to do the work. And because sometimes things don't go our way. And you mentioned that there are some things in life that we cannot control, and those were the part of the things that I've learned yesterday when I actually went in and bought a domain. That's what she told me. And after I went in, got a domain, and I rang Desi again. He sent me a message. I could see that he read my message on WhatsApp, which is going to get in trouble with me. And he did not reply to me. And then I was like, he's done landing pages before ages on the website, but he's needed another domain. So I tried to call him again. He didn't answer. So I was like, okay, let me go on YouTube and just learn something. So I've learned something, and just reading and learn the guy creating. So he is explaining that yes, when you are trying to create this way you are creating your lead, you might not accept the domain because of this. So you have to keep. So I kept trying the numbers, the words, the sequence, the whatever they don't what, and then it worked in after an hour and a half. It worked. So I was like, okay, that was it. And then now speakers are sending me messages, emails. They're like, hey, the questions, where is this? Where is this? I'm like, and when I read this other speaker, she sent me 2 messages. And her email made me laugh. It made my day actually because it was so funny. So she was like, oh yeah, we're very, very busy right now, but I just thought I would just remind you again. And I was like, yeah, she's very determined. She does not want to left out. So I was like, I've got you. I will send it ASAP. I didn't manage to send it yesterday anyway, but I emailed her and said I'll send it today. Managed to send it today what she wanted. And I think what you were saying, Carol Anne, is taking control of your life. It is very, very important to actually take control of your life, and using psychology does help as well for those who are struggling as well, to actually, when things don't go your way, it doesn't mean that you have to take the easy way out. Some people take the easy way out, which is to actually give up on their dreams. They give up on the things that they are doing, but it's not. When things are going, you don't take the easy way out. You keep trying. Try other resources, and things will work eventually if you don't quit. And this has been something that I've learned. This summit has taught me something. Everything from the beginning, it's been very, very slow. People not responding, and we didn't give up. We just kept going, and there's something wrong. And Rachel first volunteered to do the page, and then she went, so I give up. This is not my this is not my thing. And she gives up, and then the designer takes over. I thought her head design, she's not, and her designing is more beautiful than the other one. And she moans, and then I'm like, why did you continue? Because look at your work for it is. And she was like, yeah, tell the designer to place this and do the pictures like this. And I was like, you just should have just video. It would have made things easier. But I, where she went from with work and having to lay things, it's just too much hard work. But it just shows that determination. And when you set something like goals you want to achieve, you've got to go for the things that you want. You've got to finish that. You have to finish that goal, those goals that you've created, and knowing your values, your core values, that will take you to where you need to go. And everything else, when things are not working, I normally use prayer. When things are not working, I use prayer, and also I calm myself down. I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna react. I'm not going to judge this situation. I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to relax. And also some of the speakers and some pictures, and the designer, she goes, can you actually, these pictures are too big, and I'm thinking, but you can resize them. She sends a message back. She's like, I resize them, it's not working. I'll go and get some of the pictures on social media or their website instead of me emailing them, because they're just gonna give me another 2 big pictures. So it's just one of those things where everything goes wrong this side, it goes wrong this side, and you are like, okay, bring it on problems. So I don't know, Kiro, and if anyone is watching right now, what advice can you actually give them, those who actually want to give up and they they don't know how to go on, and they don't have this self-determination, because self-determination is a skill. Sometimes it is the skills that come mindset. So anyone who hasn't skills or the mindset to go on, what advice can you give them?
It's actually just stopping a moment and recognize what is so. If you recognize what's so, what you're feeling, what your thoughts are, what you're telling yourself, what you're saying about other people and about the situation, and then actually say, is this the truth? Or is this a story that I'm telling myself? Is this a story that comes from the past because of things that have happened to me in the past? Or it is what's happened, and you perhaps haven't been able to get them what you wanted to. Someone hasn't done what they said they would, or able to do what they said they would. That's all that's happened. So it's recognizing what's happened and what you've made it mean. The situation and about yourself, and recognize the emotion that's coming up. And just yourself to be with that emotion. Because it's very, very real. I know I've been there. And as I say, I was there yesterday morning. It's like, oh, I can't deal with this anymore. But it's then just surrounding that emotion with your love. I'm just going, okay, this is how I'm feeling. And one thing that you can do is just do some tapping. Just tap on the collarbone here. And just go, this situation, I just feel like I want to give up. And I choose to keep going. I choose to find some way through this. This feeling, this I can't go on anymore. I choose to keep going. So it's just a simple script that you can do. It's just tapping on one point. But somebody I had a chat with on Saturday, bless her, she was talking to me and she really noticed where I was actually going into the past. And I was hanging on to an old story and keep going back to it. And yes, I was in tears at one point going, no, no, no. But I needed to let go of it. And I recognized where I wasn't. So I just listened to what she was saying and then made some notes and realized, yes, I needed to rephrase what I was saying. And that's where she suggested saying, I choose to say that I can do this. I choose that I'm doing this. I choose that this is succeeding. And so yesterday, that was where I kept going in, found myself slipping into, oh goodness, I choose that I can do this. Immediately took over. So recognize your wording. And it does help to have somebody else to talk to. So do reach out if you really feel you're stuck. You've gone through those steps that I've shared with you. And if you're still stuck, get in touch, because someone else listening to your wording can just pick up on something that you miss and can help you just rephrase it. But certainly it's getting present to what is and what's so, and just accepting it. Accept what is and accept what isn't. Accept who that person is and who that person isn't. And that was something that I learned to do quite a few years ago now. Someone said to me about that. I was talking about someone and they said, well, can you accept them for who they are and for who they're not? And I was going, no, I can't do that. You know, I realised it's like I wasn't able to accept them, full stop. And once we talked about it and I realised that and just worked on that, it was like, okay, I accept them for who they are and I accept them for who they're not. Things changed. So it is down to your mindset, your willingness to listen to what is so and to open up into new ways of thinking, new ways of talking, new ways of being. And Robert Kiyosaki says, it's not what you say out of your mouth that determines your life. It's what you whisper to yourself that has the most power. So it's getting in touch with that internal, those little voices inside. What are they saying? So that would be my advice to get started with this. And then recognize that actually some motivation, getting motivated, what will get you going. And I've realized there was something I read here about externalized extrinsic motivation. It means that someone else has motivated you. They said, you need to do this. And sometimes it's taking that on board and following through with it, even though it seems like, what am I doing this for? And I remember when I was at college and I used to do fencing. And we used to do this same move all the time. We'd be, moving backwards and forwards, just, it's called parrying, and just with your feet shuffling forward, shuffling back, lunging. And it was over and over and over. And I used to think, oh God, I'm fed up with doing this. But all of a sudden, one day when we were actually doing a fight, I realized that by doing those actions over and over again, it had become second nature. And that actually it helped me to actually win the fight. So all of a sudden, I then had my own motivation for practicing those moves over and over again. So sometimes that's what needs to happen to get that sort of motivation, is actually just take on board, okay, someone's told me to do this, do those actions over and over. And if you can't even see why, keep going. Because something will shift and you'll go, that's why, because you start to reap the rewards of doing that. And that's when you'll start to be motivated to do it yourself. That's where you then take on your own self-determination. You lose that dependency on someone else to win the fight for you, to win the battle for you, You can win the battle because you've got the basic skills under your belt, because you've practiced them over and over. Right. Does that make sense to you, Nomsa?
It does make sense. I like it when you say can win the battles, and when when life doesn't make sense or nothing feels like it's moving forward, you say get motivated and keep going, and something will shift. And that's what happens when you keep going, when you actually fall and say, you know what, I'm gonna look at the things I are keeping me stuck, and I'm gonna keep going, I'm gonna keep implementing, and I'm gonna keep doing that I want, and I'm gonna keep setting goals. I'm gonna keep making decisions, and I'm gonna uh, have a self-awareness about my life, what is going on in my life, even if my life it doesn't make sense, and also knowing a goal attainment as well, and the communications, and keeping your relationship with people around you, and knowing when to ask if you feel stuck, because somebody will be help and will be able to help as well. And also have self-awareness. When you finish that, uh, then start celebrate that success, because when you end your day with success, or even if the success means you were able to do things. It doesn't that if the negative out is not a success. It is a success because you are able to take that extra, able to say, I'm gonna do this. Be able to sell it to you. Sit down and make yourself a cup of tea and play some music and do whatever you want to do. Just take. Because at the end of the day, no one can make you happy. You make yourself happy. Even God, when God comes to you, and the happiness that comes within you, you accept, then you so everything is just within. So when you say keep going and not shift, I think that is a good advice. And also self-reflection of that experience as well, and looking at the experience. And when you reflect on things, we're not looking to blame anyone. We are looking to on the things of what we would have done better, or what have we learned from that experience. And next time when we are faced with the same experience, how can we approach it? Can we approach differently, or what can we do? So for me, I was saying to Rachel, at least the next time when we are doing the summit, gonna have to things, my attitude will be different, because I will know what I'm doing. I had no clue what I was doing. I was doing it, honestly, I was doing it, but I didn't, when you know the outcome that you want, but you don't know. So you don't know what the outcome, and you don't know, but you've got this picture, this in your head, that this is what I want to achieve, and but you're doing things, and like YouTube was very, very helpful for me. When I get stuck, I just go on YouTube and type keywords. Sometimes I get stuck and have a break for 5 minutes or 10 minutes, and then continue. So I think that is very, very important for somebody have to go through the situation that we have gone through, Carol Ann, is to be able to determine to get to where they need to go. Is very, very important to do things and not give up. Some people always take the easy way out. They're like, you know what, I quit, I don't want to do this. Yesterday we were posting, my camera goes all dark, and I was like, okay, I'm starting with the day. I'm having really, yesterday it was so bad, but in the end, when I was so happy because I managed to sort things out. I managed to sort the important things, and also I managed to, and at the same time, I managed to cook for everybody else. I managed to take a break and go and make some food. So, Carol Ann, if anyone is watching right now and they don't know who you are, and could you please tell our audience who you are and them about your retreat. I got it
Oh,
right.
yes.
Got it right.
Thank you, Nancy. You got it right. Well done. Yes, it's a retreat. It's a writing retreat. And it's a writing retreat because I am the writing facilitator. My journey has been one from maths teacher to becoming the writing facilitator. And that's a whole another story of how I got there. And but what I do is I support women in becoming more productive with their writing by connecting them with their deeper innate ability to write. But more importantly, what they experience is free-flowing writing. They experience an unlocking of the writer within and getting their story written, getting their book written, because you can't publish what isn't written. And as I said, all of this has come about through my own journey of unlocking the writer within. And so my retreat is a 5-day immersive writing retreat. And it's where we can immerse yourself in the experience of writing, but also experience those limiting beliefs and releasing them. I have tools, techniques, activities that help you to get in touch with those voices that stop you, those experiences that you had as a child that now stop you. But also what I'm doing is actually getting you in touch with your inner writer's senses so that you can use all the senses of your inner writer to write your story. Because you may be only using one sense. And very often we don't know how we're doing something. So this retreat is designed so that you can get to know how you are with your writing, how you're writing, and what can open up and what does open up. And it's just, say, it's 5 days away from all the distractions. And maybe you've got a little bit to the point where you're so fed up, you just need time away for yourself to get this done because you can't find time at the moment. Just get in touch and let's see what we can do. Okay, so that's my retreat. It's down in Gosport, down near Portsmouth, in a beautiful venue we have down there with a view of the harbour. So, yeah, that's my retreat.
Yeah, it sounds really exciting, Carol Ann, and anyone who is doubting, who is not sure whether do I sign up or it's gonna be worth it, because Carol Ann is a writing retreat, but also you get to do exercise, you got to do the practical work where you rediscover the things that I did, and I actually I forgot about things that I'm good at, and because it's all about it, all about the mind, working on your mind when you're doing exercises like triggering your mind and stuff. So it is really, really good. Anyone who wants to go for the retreat, I've done the training, but I've never done the retreat. I've done the challenge, Facebook challenge, and I'm sure the retreat goes deep. So please do go for it. And Carol Ann, I think when we talk about something, we should have a link. When you're finished, send me the link so I can put it on the videos as well. And also they can go to your page and find you as well. And for those and also we have a summit on Saturday here at Ngozi Talk Shows and Hope Springs Eternal Introduction Agency, and we're gonna be here from 10:30 all day till 7:30 p.m. and it's gonna be amazing. We have really, really amazing speakers that are gonna be talking about all different things. They'll be talking about the heartbreak. Heartbreak, it could be heartbreak in wealth, heart relationship, like in and how they've been able to find the framework to live the things that when they want. So the sharing all those coaches will be sharing all that. It's just gonna be amazing. really, really amazing. And we're just gonna be here, guys, and you can sign up. There's a link on here. You can sign up for the summit, to attend the summit, and we are excited, really
Yeah.
excited, and yeah.
I'm excited to be
And
there as well. Like, yes,
yes,
this is a amazing adventure, and
yeah,
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 exciting.
we're excited. We're gonna be learning. So Saturday is all about, we're just gonna be
Yeah.
learning from other speakers, and we're going to notes ourselves as well. We're just gonna be taking
Mhm.
notes, and it's just gonna be amazing
Yeah.
at the end of the day. So it will be really, really. So join us. And if you are somebody that is watching and looking for love, and you want to break those chains that are holding you, limiting beliefs, and the chains of I'm not enough, the chains of blaming people who are not there when you needed them, or the chain of becoming a follower, just get in touch with me. We can break those chains and live
Absolutely.
freely. Yes,
Yeah.
freedom.
Yeah.
Freedom is what we need,
Freedom.
and the courage,
Yes.
the
Yeah.
determination. That's why we're talking about determination today. So that's what we
Yes. Yeah.
really, really need. Yeah.
And with that determination to succeed, something came into my head the other day, which was like, oh, I'm offering with mine if people pay the deposit because it's so close, they can pay the installments, the rest of the installments beyond the retreat. But the other thing that popped in my head was a guarantee. My guarantee is that if you don't experience a shift with your writing in those 5 days, then you pay me nothing more than your deposit. That's my guarantee. So,
That's amazing.
yeah, just come pay a deposit, experience the work, and if you don't experience any change with your writing, you pay me nothing
Yeah.
more. Yeah, absolutely.
And you guys are there for 5 days.
5 days. Yeah.
It's just gonna be intense. It's gonna be intense. So I'm
Yeah.
excited for you, Carol,
Yeah. So me
and
too.
I'm excited for our summit on Saturday as
Absolutely.
well. So
Yeah,
it's just,
excited for both things. It's
yeah,
like, okay, so it's about that. And this is what it is. It's about supporting each other. It's finding someone else that can support you, that will
yeah,
root for you, that will help pick you up when you're feeling a bit down. Someone you can reach out to
yeah,
and say, oh, God, I've had enough. It's those buddies that will support you. You're not dependent on them. They're there. They're part of the give and take, that interdependency, that relationship. They give support to you. You give support to them. And it's
yeah,
it's 2 ways. It's not just one way. And one way to recognize whether you are self determined yourself is that if you're not, if there's an important project or something, you fail to actually complete it, then you go into this feeling helpless. You feel that, oh, there's nothing I can do about it. And you actually look to blame others. You make excuses to assign blame to something else or someone else. And you refuse to admit your role in actually the failure to complete the project. And you're just not motivated to fix it. That is someone who is not self-determined. So if any of those you can recognize in yourself, it's okay. Just go, oh, well, yeah, I recognize that. Accept it and just say, okay, so what do I need to shift? How can I shift to being self-determined, having that self-determination? Or someone who actually admits their fault, their part in the failure to complete. That's step number 1. Once you can accept that, that's a big step forward. And then have a belief that you can do something to fix it. And it's having a belief in your self-belief that there is something you can do to fix it. Even if it's just having a conversation with someone. I didn't this project finish because this is what I did or didn't do. Can you make any suggestions of what I can do? Because maybe you don't have an idea. But what you can do is actually talk to somebody. And that isn't an admission of, that's not showing weakness. That's actually showing strength, because you've admitted your part in it. That takes strength, that takes courage. And then you take action to correct the mistake. You just, so that's what self-determination is about. So again, recognize the different aspects and recognize where you're in one that's disempowering and shift to the one that's more empowering, that's uplifting. As you can see, both Nancy and myself went through the same thing yesterday. Start of the morning, could have curled up, gone to bed, give it all up. I can't do this anymore. But we didn't. We just kept going. We found out what we could do. And then by the end of the day, we're smiling. And we're laughing about it now.
Yeah.
Because things can move forward. And you can take that control back. And where is it? All right. Nora Ephron says, above all, be the heroine of your life, not the victim. And Maya Angelou says, I can be changed by what happens to me, but I refuse to be reduced by it.
I say amen to that.
Is the absolutely amen. And the change is actually your change of thinking, your mindset, your ability to then learn. You've learned new skills through this. And that's what it's about, recognizing, well, there's new skills for me to learn. If there's something you don't know about, you haven't learned, go learn them. Have a go at them. And keep asking for help, asking for support. And that's something that this is what this friend of mine said to me on Saturday. She said, you need to ask. Everybody wants to support you. They want to help you. She said, you do so much for other people and they want to help. You need to ask. At that moment, I was in tears because it took me back to something that touched me. And I don't know what it was, but maybe a time when I was younger where I maybe asked for help and didn't get it. And in that moment, I made a decision that nobody can help me. Nobody will help me. I'm never asking for help again. I've let it go. I don't know what it was, but I've just let it go. But I also remember when I was at school, in my reports, it was needs to ask for help more, needs to ask more. Because I used to sit and try and fathom it all out myself. So it's just letting that go and being willing to ask for help. And that's where the magic and miracles happen. Because over the weekend, I reached out. I started asking for support. I've still got more to do. It's just the beginning. But that's where the magic and miracles are. And apparently October is about, because everything, I think there's a lot of planets have gone or are going out of retrograde. It's a time of change and unexpected miracles. So just, be prepared for miracles happen and acknowledge them. And that's what you were saying, Noms, isn't it? Acknowledge what's changed, acknowledge the success. Each bit of success that you do, it's important. That celebration, because it actually helps your mind, your mental health and your well-being. And it's amazing what you can then fit into your day, what you do actually manage to do. And just be open to the learnings. It's a journey. It's a never-ending journey, actually. And that's okay.
It's never.
It's never ending. The only time it ends is when you're out of this world. You know, and then you're on to the next lifetime. Well, I believe in lifetimes, so for me it's my soul's next journey. But in this physical location on this planet, I believe that there's things for me to learn. And once all that learning is I've learned all there is to learn, then that's my time over. So I just keep saying, give me more to learn, give me more to learn, give me more to learn.
Yes, it's never ending. You just have to have this mind of for me, my family used to think before that they used to worry about me because when I do things, if I want to do something, they would just say you can't do it. I can't do the things that I want to do. If I don't try, I'll never know. But I might as well do it and fail or do it and succeed. So I have options. Either do it, or if I can't do it, I ask for help. And it's very important to ask for help. Because if you don't ask for help, like for me, YouTube came in handy. Yes, was like everything that wasn't working, I just go on and just learn and just play the video and do the video and just implement it and until. And also you have to have patience. That's why meditation is very important. I meditate in prayer and meditate. When you meditate, you connect yourself to your higher being, Holy Spirit, whatever you call it, or whatever your beliefs that might be. And for me, when things are not working, I'm like, God, I have to say the scriptures. I have to point out the scriptures. The Bible says this, it says this, and help me. And let you, the Holy Spirit, the advocate that you left here on earth, will help me. Let it help me. And if things are not working, also I have to find the strength to stay in being. Because if you disconnect, that's when you are like, so you have to keep stay connected to your inner being and have that drive, be driver of whatever is going on, even if life it throws you with whatever it does, because this, just keep saying, okay, I'm gonna keep driving, until I get to where I need to go. Keep that strength. So it's very, very important to keep your strength, even if life doesn't make sense, because things will happen. Life will happen, and so you just have to keep going. I was talking to my friend earlier before I came on, and she was like, "Nomsa, I feel like she's not giving up, but she says everything is happening, problems," and I'm like, "You got this. You got this." And I know it. I know she got this because if you climb mountains harder than what she's going through, that means that she can get to where she needs to go and that breakthrough. So life will happen. So any words of encouragement, Anna, before we go? Please repeat yours, because some people may not know about the summit. Audience, about your summit again, please, before your words of encouragement.
Okay, yes, my summit is taking place down in Gosport near Portsmouth, UK, from the 16th to the 20th of July. So it's not long now, but plenty of time. People get in touch and decide, yes, I'm going to commit this week to getting my writing done, my story done, my book done. Break the back of whatever's been stopped. You know, maybe it's weighing really heavy. You just can't find the time to do it. Give yourself the time. Get in touch. Give yourself those 5 days to really motor through your writing. And I'd love to see you. I'd love to get, to support you with that. because there's something magical that happens. And again, it's about taking charge of your life and your decision. The only person you are destined to become is the person you decide to be. So are you going to be a writer and an author or not? It's up to you. And life is what you make it. Always has been, always will be. So the first quote was by Ralph Waldo Emerson, and the last one was by Eleanor Roosevelt. So your decision. But my one last piece of advice is actually about communication. If you know the outcome that you want, then you need to make sure your communication is clear. You need to share your vision. So you need to be clear with your vision and be able to articulate it and share it. But if you're asking for support, you need to be clear on what it is you're wanting support with. Because otherwise, people can't help you because they'll get, what are you talking about? Go. If you can be clear and then ask them, do you understand? And if they can then come back and say, well, no, you can then ask them, well, what is it you're not clear on? And have that conversation with them. So it's about communication. It's about sharing. It's about getting out there, but also admitting your part in anything that's not working and take charge of it, because that's where the magic happens. So yeah, have fun. Shift from dependency to self-determination. Make that move. It's a move you can make. What do you have to say, Nomsa?
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Carol Ann. And yes, self-determination and be the author of your story. I agree with Carol Ann. So for me, my words of encouragement would be somebody who you are confused and you don't know whether to take Carol Ann's retreat. Please be the author of your story, like she said. Create your own destiny, hold to the pen, and be in that car seat. Be the driver of your life. And the determination that will help you to get there to where you need to go. And know that everything is gonna be okay. If even when life throws you with some lemons or different things, it could be science, it could be technology, it could be all sorts of different things in life. So please just be determined to change your life. We all have our destinies written in our destinies. There are no problem, that book of life. So the problems comes with the success. And in order for you to succeed, you have to go through something. So that something is just a learning. Don't give up. Just pick yourself up, find a good system around you, and just keep going and get in touch with Ngozi Talk Shows. Will help you find your own voice and lead from within. And God bless everyone with grace. See you on the other night.